Today, I am going to show you why every agency needs a community strategy. And the reason I actually wanted to talk about this today is because so many people in open office hours has brought this up. And it's such a valuable resource. And I promise you, even if you think you don't need a community, you do. And I want to explain that to you today. So I'm going to share my screen here and make sure that I can see everything. Okay. So, first of all, this presentation that I created, I used Manus and then I imported it into Canva, and you guys are more than welcome to have it if you want it. Okay, having said all of that. So, why does every agency need a community strategy? So, we talk about this all the time. It helps to build engagement, but it also helps you generate leads because you provide the value and you say, hey, join my free community to get it. And then, of course, it assists in growing your business. So the power of community for agencies is lead generation. So communities serve as a natural lead magnet, attracting potential clients through valuable content and networking opportunities. It's knowledge sharing. So you're actually fostering collaboration and innovation through shared expertise and industry insights among community members. And we talk about this all the time too. It's like when you guys join open office hours, I always say, it's not just about me and the knowledge that I have, it's everyone in the community because we all have so much experience in all different areas. And it's so great for me to be able to say, hey, I'm not in real estate, so I'm not sure. I know high level. And if you tell me what you need, I can help you with that. But there's other real estate agents who are maybe more advanced in building their system that you can reach out to. And so when I do hear that feedback from the community members, how, hey, like Martina talking about, hey, Tony, I talked to him, he gave me some great advice on this, or Keith saying, hey, you're in real estate too, give me a call and then we'll see how we can help each other. I love that. And that's the purpose of community, okay, is sharing the knowledge, not just about the host, but in the network. And then, of course, brand authority. So you're positioning your agency as an industry leader by creating those valuable resources and the connections. So when people feel a part of the community and they feel important, they don't want to lose that. We all know it's, especially when you're working online, it can be hard to find a community, or maybe you think, why do I even need a community? But let me tell you why. Because when you have that first win or you have that first major loss, it is a very lonely feeling. And if you don't have people that you can share that with, or maybe you're stuck and maybe you just made a big mistake and you need somebody to help you work through that process, that's really where the power of the community comes in. I want to make sure to let Miss Maria in. It also helps increase client retention because, like I said, once you find your place, and Martina was just saying, once you find your tribe and your people, you don't want to leave. You've already built those connections and it's a part of your day. You build it into your schedule and it becomes a valuable part of your business and the whole experience. So we have the 3 tiers. I actually recommend most people create 3 different communities. So let me break this down, okay? The first tier, you have your free community. This is what you're using as lead magnets. No more are we creating like opt-in to get my ebook and then get an email and then they get the email and then they download the ebook and then they probably don't read it. What we want to do, if you're providing an ebook, the only thing that you have to do differently is just invite them into the free community to get the ebook. The beautiful thing about that is you're consistently providing value into the community. And when they opt in, not only are they getting the ebook that you promised, but they're also seeing and taking advantage of the other training, the tutorials, the other resources, the other people in the network. Such a valuable resource. And it makes it very simple. And if you're creating different lead magnets, like if you're creating tutorial videos, check out my free training in the free community, whatever the training is about. Now, the goal of this is not just to create a free community, but we also want to encourage them to upgrade, right? So we want them to become a paid member in our community. And I do think that it's better to have the different communities, not just everyone in one community. Okay. We want to have the different community because there is a little bit of FOMO. We do feel like, oh man, if I was in the paid community, I'd be able to join the Friday sessions when we have guest speakers and talk to other business owners and things like that. Or when I join the paid community, I want to get access to the software. So we talk about the training is free, the tools are not. So now they're in the paid community. It's also a really great way for you to weed out the people, who need your time. Are you going to provide more support for the people in the paid community or the free community? So that's really where the levels start building. Now, there's a third tier here that I think is absolutely amazing. I did a private consultation with someone, and he's probably here today. I won't mention your name, but we were discussing like the strategy for his community. And in his industry, they have a large recruitment. They're always looking for people in the agency. Now, you as an agency, maybe you are also looking for people that are basically rising to the top. Or let's say that you have a team and you want your team to have a community so that you can share ideas and all of those things. Having a space for them to go inside your own community. And not only does it make it easy for you to keep track of, but it also makes it an easy place for you to provide resources to them and updates and all of those things that as business owners we want to do with our community. Okay, let me go back here. Actually, I think I skipped a slide. Yeah. Okay, so share my screen again. All right. So the free tier, the lead magnet, okay, all we need to do is just provide the tutorial videos, okay? And I talk about this all the time in the 4-hour workday. Create the tutorial videos. We are software resellers. You need tutorial videos. You have to show people how to use it. So if you're brand new, creating these tutorial videos and adding them to your community and the course area, that is valuable content, right? So we want to create those tutorials, guides, resources that when they log into the community, they're like, whoa, oh my gosh, all these problems. This is like the solution for everything. Okay. Now, they also benefit too because they get to connect with other people that are doing the same thing that they're doing. I hear this all the time in my own community, how it is so helpful for people to be able to talk with one another. Like I said, like in a high level community, we're all using high level. That's the thing that we connect on, but we all have different businesses. And so it's really great to be able to connect with people doing exactly what you're doing, using the same software to, like I said, share experiences and advice. Also, the tutorial videos we are offering for free, right? Like I said, the training's free, the tools are not. So they're logging in, they're checking out all the tutorial videos, they're seeing how you are using those tools to provide the solution that they're looking for, right? And then, of course, we want to give a clear path to upgrade, right? So like I said, we're providing the training for free, but the tools are not free. But if you are a business owner and you go into a community and you see how to build a website, instantly you're like, whoa, okay, that's really cool. And I need to know how to build a website. Now you're watching the training. Why would you not sign up for the training or for the tool that you just saw when you just saw how it was all done, right? Why would you go to another tool if you just sat through that whole training and watched it done on a specific tool, right? Because we've all done that. Now, the paid community, okay, this is where you're going to invite all of your paid members. We are creating reoccurring revenue because they are paying us a subscription, okay? And we have the multiple tiers, and we talk all the time about your 3 plans, the DIY, the done with you, and then the done for you. Those are your plans you're creating. When they purchase one of those plans, you invite them into the free community. So some things you can do like premium resources and exclusive content not available in the free tiers. So for me, we have the Friday Q&A sessions. We also have software that you can resell and all these other tools that you can use. Access proprietary software, that's what I was just saying. Direct support, that's the Friday sessions. And then peer networking and with other paying members. Part of that is, of course, the monetization strategy, the value proposition, the retention tactics. So Think about all of this, you guys. Regular new content, member spotlights, exclusive events, all of these things keep them going back to the community. So every time they get an email that you have added something to the community, that says to them, whoa, this is something new that I need to check out because they've learned that you are offering 10x value, right? And then we have the upselling opportunities. So create pathways to higher tier services, right? So we want to take them from free, do it with you, or I'm sorry, do it yourself, do it with you, do it for you. All right. Now, the recruitment, I think this is an excellent way to attract qualified candidates who align with your values. And maybe you can use this as, like I said, for your team, but maybe you want to keep this recruitment area on the back, right? Maybe you don't want to tell anybody about it. But if you're an agency owner and you're looking for quality people who are just really diving in, and people always elevate themselves, right? There are people in my community, obviously, have elevated themselves by doing the work. So if I had a recruitment community, if I wanted to look for people to help me out with my own business, it would be really easy to go to my own community first and say, hey, Martina or Tony or Charles and most of you, you guys are rocking it out. You guys are amazing. And I actually would love to hire you to do things for my own business. Now I'm adding to the recruitment community, and then I'm going to be sharing things about my business and things that I want to do. Same thing, right? Now, the next thing is like a case study, right? So let's talk about some practical use cases for this community because I know people are thinking, yeah, but I'm serving clients and how does this help? And an example that I gave in open office hours is if you have a agency that is providing services for HVAC business owners, okay? Now, what I always talk about is the 4-hour workday strategy. So what we're doing is we are creating tutorial videos for HVAC business owners, okay? And we are using high level, most of us. We're using our AI Ads Manager. We have this as a solution, and we are creating content for our perfect customers so that they see our solution as their solution, right? So we have the free HVAC community. So what we're trying to promote is, hey, join our free community, HVAC business owners, network with other HVAC business owners, access basic training like how to build a website for your HVAC business and learn how to create an AI employee for your HVAC business. So if I am creating tutorial videos, not only am I going to add these tutorial videos to YouTube, I'm also going to add them to my free community. And then I'm going to run ads and I'm going to say, hey, HVAC business owner, are you interested in learning how to build your website specific for HVAC businesses? Maybe I want to also provide a template, and it can be a template that's already created inside of your account. It doesn't have to be one that you create yourself. They don't care. They just want the template, okay? So you're promoting all of these videos that you're doing that are also content for the community, that are also now building up your knowledge base and all of your training tutorials for paid and free members. Then we have the paid community, right? This is where all of your premium things, if you create GPTs or you have advanced training, or of course, we have the software, right? So you're going to now any tier that they purchase, you're inviting them into the paid community. And then obviously you want to have different support levels. So direct support, maybe for the paid community, and maybe daily email support for the free community, however you want to set that up. And then, of course, we have the recruitment community where you're adding training materials for your team, and it says talent pool for HVAC agencies to hire from. So if I did have agencies joining my agency or my HVAC community, like I said, people elevate themselves. So it's really easy to see the people who are grasping it, diving in, taking action. They're really motivated to get it done and to learn. So we have the different steps here. Obviously, select your community platform. What are we all going to use? We're using high level. Just makes perfect sense because it's all tied into our account and all the other things that we're using anyway. Plus, it's incredibly cost effective Because if you go to other community platforms, you have to pay for each thing, emails, all of that stuff. And some of them will even charge you like per student or contact. So you have a free community that could get incredibly expensive. Then, of course, we want to create a content strategy. We want to set up a lead magnet. So, like I said, that's going to be the training that we are going to do and then promote. We're going to say, hey, join my free community to get this training. Develop paid offerings. So, of course, we need to have resources for your paid members. So, what's going to be the difference between the free and the paid? Those are the things that you'll have to decide. And if you don't really know, if you want to just keep everything the same, the tools, that's the difference. And then, of course, establish a recruitment process. Maybe you don't even know if you want to do this part. That's okay. You can always go back and add another community. All right. And then, of course, launch and promote. If we create something valuable that we're going to add to the community, we're now going to go out and tell everybody on all the social media and run ads and say, hey, I just added a new training on how to build a website as an HVAC business or how to send an email campaign for your HVAC customers. And if you want the training, join my community. All right. Now, let's really dive in. And I want to show you what the funnel to this would look like. Okay. So let me let Andrew in because this was another question that I got, and I am a visual person. So I really wanted to show you an example. And I'm going to say this. I don't have this template available to you. This is actually something that I used Manus to create. It is not rebuilt in high level, but I wanted to give you a visual of how you would set this up. Okay. So here we have the home page of our website, and you can see the call to action is join the free community. And we're saying hire an AI employee that runs your entire business. Now, this could be different depending on your niche or whatever, but this is just an idea. Okay. Then we have some more content here, and we're talking about why is your business falling behind, and look at all of the major things that you get with the AI employee. Here's a little bit about myself. Here's some business stories. And then, of course, again, join our free community, frequently asked questions. All right. So the goal here is to get them to opt in to the free community. Once they opt in, they enter their info in, they're going to this page here. And the first thing they're going to see is congratulations, you're in the community. Welcome to the AI revolution. Member, we could even use a contact tag here to say their first name. But we're saying now get your AI employee tools and systems. Okay. So the training is free in the community, but we actually to implement and scale your business, you need tools to choose the perfect plan. And we're even saying, hey, this 50% off offer expires in 24 hours. So now we're giving some FOMO, right? We want to make sure that they feel like, whoa, this offer. And I would encourage that. I would say really make it half price for just 24 hours. Okay. Give them a benefit for taking action right away. I love action takers, so I'm all about the benefits for action takers. Now down here, you have your 3 plans. Okay. The 3 plans that we're talking about: DIY, done with you, done for you. Doesn't matter what you include in your plans. Everybody's going to have something different. All of you have high level and the AI ads manager. So you can break up those packages and those different tools however you want to. You can throw in your coaching. You can not throw in coaching. You can throw in a snapshot. You can not throw in a snapshot. Whatever you want to do, it's your business, but you just need the 3 plans so that you can address each of those customers as they're joining your free community. All right. Now, once they pay, then of course we're sending them to the thank you page. Hey, purchase successful. Welcome to the AI. Here's what you need to do next. And of course, we're giving them instructions. Go to your email, log in, blah, 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 whatever you want. Now, I love to give you a use case, right? But I also want to show you my own website and my own basically funnel, right? So here's my page. This is my main home page, and I just have this option, join my free community. Everything I do, all of my calls to action, register for my free community at myvisionagency.com. Okay. If you want to create a high-level free trial, go to myvisionagency.com. You want to join our reseller program, go to myvisionagency.com. Do you want to contact me? Go to myvisionagency.com. All going to the same exact place because they can complete all of these things in one place, right? So if they decide not to become a customer, and most of the time they won't sign up right away, especially if you are like, you have no brand recognition. If they're not like, I've seen 1,000 YouTube videos of yours and I'm ready to sign up, like those are the people who are going to take action, not people who are like, I saw your ad, I have no idea who you are. Okay, sign me up. That's likely not to happen. But if they are those people, they can easily join the free community. And then once they join the free community, then you can see I have all of my content here. We have over 6,000 members. You can see my calls to action. Here's a high level free trial. Here, join my reseller program. I offer 60 plus AI tools that I use from FormWise, 500 free leads, my affiliate link for White Label Suite. Here's my YouTube channel. I have my own custom GPT. They can book a session. So I'm utilizing all this area here for my upsells, right? But you can also see if I go to one of the posts, let's go to this one. I just happen to be talking about high level here, but if I go to one of the posts, it's nothing to put in your call to action there. So if I'm talking about like FormWise, for example, because we just had them join us last week. If I'm talking about FormWise, then I'm going to put my FormWise affiliate link in that post. If I am encouraging people in my free community to upgrade to my paid community, I'm going to put that call to action in my post. Okay. It's not hard to monetize this. The point is that we want to be creating those tutorial videos. We want to be adding them into our community, and we want to be notifying people of the content that we're adding to the community. Okay. And then you've pretty much built a self-selling system. All of your videos you're creating, the call to action, go to my website, join my free community. They join the free community. They have access to all these things. Think about a new person going to an absolute free community with all of this training. You can go to the learning tab. You can see my 4-hour workday strategy. I am showing you exactly what to do. Now, when I show you exactly what to do, I'm showing you on high level. Okay. I have an SOP and a snapshot that you can only use on high level. Okay. So if you want to use my snapshot, you have to already have a high level account. If you don't have one, you're upgrading, right? If you want to use it. If you already have a high level account, great. But you're also taking advantage of everything that I've worked for 5 years to build and perfect, right? So now when you are building this and you have questions, you're joining open office hours that, again, I have an events calendar for, where you can get support. And you guys, these are all things like open office hours. I talk about this in the 4-hour workday strategy. It's that open office hours time, that 1 hour a day. That is how you are taking that video or that training and you are adding that video to your content. You're promoting it for your open office hours. Join my free community. You're adding it into the learning area in your courses. That one training is going to be used for everything that you do. It's your content everywhere. You can even chop it up into short form videos if you want to. But we want to use that one video and we want to maximize the exposure. And of course, we want to invite them into the community. Okay. So I definitely want to stop talking and I want to ask you guys, what do you think? And do you have any questions? And I would love to also hear, are you thinking of like any other ways that you could use a community that maybe I haven't discussed?
Hey, Bridget, this is Don. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to say this is totally awesome and it makes so much sense. And it's the right way of doing things and really automating the whole process. And it becomes a self-fulfilling machine.
Yeah.
So I think it's just totally awesome. Is this recording going to be on YouTube of this session?
Yeah. So on Fridays is the only like group session that is posted online. So like Monday through Thursday, the training part, not the Q&A open office hours part, that is always found. Okay, so it's a little bit more complicated than that because we just, but if you're ever looking for something that I have talked about in the last 30 days, you want to go to the Zoom lobby. Okay, so the Zoom lobby is when you go to the calendar. Let me show you. Let me get into our paid community here. If you go to the calendar and you click on one of the days for open office hours, this actually takes you to the Zoom lobby and you can check out any of the training that I've done the last 30 days. Okay. But it only stays here in the lobby for 30 days. Now, I do take on Monday and Wednesday, I do take the training and I add that, or I'm sorry, Monday, Wednesday, I do take that training and I add it into the course area here. So if I'm talking about AI ads, I'm going to put it here, or really where the AI ads training is. If I'm talking about high level, I'm going to put it here. Okay. So if it's like a pre-recorded training that I do on Monday and Wednesday, I will also put it here. But the group coaching part is never accessible outside of the lobby. And the reason I do that is because I do want you guys to be confident or comfortable to share your screen. A lot of times we're trying to share a screen, we may expose like client information. And I just don't want you to be afraid that if you do that, or if you ask a question that, my 50,000 followers on all the different channels will see it. And then now you're exposed to the world.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. One last question. Can you share that? So I'll tell you, my wife has a real estate coaching business and I've got it on high level, hosting everything for her. And I've been trying to explain to her the importance of community. And so is there a way you could share that PowerPoint or that presentation?
Yeah.
And
Let, and I'll,
the second thing real quick was, do you have public access to that AI employee funnel that you showed?
no, that's what I was saying. It's just something that I created on Manus. It's not built on high level or anything. It's actually hosted on Manus.
Oh, okay. So you can't, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I would have liked to have looked at that just for some inspiration, but
Yeah. I would have liked to share it
yeah.
with you guys.
But I can look back at this recording and see it. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, that was a great presentation, so I sure appreciate it.
Cool. I'm going to share the link to this template. You guys should be able to import that into your accounts and your own Canva account and then edit that. I don't know who is next. Let's go with Raymond. I saw you unmute.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're always like on the same wavelength. I had a question regarding like the logins. So I've had a community, not very big, of just some of my clients. The only ones that are active there's probably half a dozen clients that are active, come on there, and I try to steer them into there so that I can answer questions once and not have to answer the same question.
Yeah, that's the other benefit of having a community for sure.
Right. So that was the inspiration for that. And then as I was going through some trainings with the AI employee and all of that, a bunch of people started contacting me. They wanted to talk offline. So we ended up having these calls every week, like Zoom calls. And then I turned it into a community. So I have a peer group. If you want another idea, that could be also a good idea to host that, because two of them turned into my customers because they just put their hands up and says, I can't do this. I'll just work with you and blah, blah, blah.
So how is that different than the free community? The peer.
So the peer group is locked and not anybody can join it. The problem I have is when I invite somebody, they get presented with joining one of these three groups. I'm starting a new community now that's just like what you said, that's going to have all of my lead magnets and all of that stuff. That's going to be totally free. And I'm always getting stuck because I have to approve them.
Yeah.
So I guess if I don't put any questions in there, they can get right in.
It's actually, if you build the workflow, and so if you have them fill out a form and
Right.
then inside the automation, like you build an automation, when they fill out the form, grant them access, and then you're going to send them the email with access, or however, there's multiple ways of setting that up. But
Okay.
if you do that through the workflow, they're not prompted to ask or to answer the questions. You can ask that on the form, but it will automatically give them access. So you can even in your email give them the magic link, and then they don't even have to log in. They're just literally clicking that link and going to the community.
So if I do it through workflow, I can specify a community that they would join.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I didn't even think of that. I thought all that stuff was built because right now they go to the main page and then they're presented with join this group or join this group, right?
Yeah. And then you have to manually approve them and
Yeah,
that's
you have to man. Okay, so workflow. Okay,
yeah.
cool. Yeah. The other is there any capabilities to have a like a custom page? Like I wanted the tool set that I'm building a tool set for as a lead magnet, right? I'm going to build 5 tools in form-wise that are geared toward a specific niche. And I'm going to run ads for that. Say, here's your survival kit, blah, blah, blah. And it's got these 5 tools. Can I put that in the community, or does that I can only put the link in the community and goes out to a funnel? I think I know the answer to it, but I was just wondering if it has the ability to have the tool sets embedded in the community somehow.
You could add the link to the custom menu on the side. You could add the link there. You could also, before you're talking about a form-wise tool set, right?
Yes.
Okay. So before FormWise had the login mode, what a lot of us did is you create, of course, you can't really do this with a tool set, but an
Okay.
individual tool. What you could do is, I guess you could create a tool set. Let's say you create a membership, I guess it's called a product, a course inside your membership area. And then for the lesson of that course, they would just embed the tool into the membership area. So that's one option. Or you could just grant them access, like use the login mode and
Right.
then grant them access that way. Of course, you'd have
Like the way you do it, you'd have to give them a high level account.
no, you would
No.
just because the FormWise is totally separate. Which way did you think that you needed to give them a high level account?
You know how you have on the thing, you have the tools only plan where you get
Mhm.
you see your tool set there. So you would create them an account and grant them access to that particular tool set, like the FormWise tool set.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to embed it into your high level account, yeah, you would have to give them, if you want to create that custom menu tab on the
Right.
side.
You have to create a
uh,
snapshot and create and get that created automatically and whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to do anything with the snapshot. It's just when you, let me get into a place where I can actually show you what I'm talking about. Are you on the SaaS plan?
Yes.
Okay. So if you go to the SaaS configurator, and I'm getting in there while I speak,
I mean, there every
you'll see you can go to a plan. And let me share my screen. You can go to your plan. So let's say this is my plan. And I'm going to go to features and I can click here for the custom menu link and I can choose which custom menu tab I want to be made available when they purchase this specific plan. So that's what I would do. And then it doesn't matter about snapshot.
yeah, I have marketers toolkit, so I have other tools that I can put buttons and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I could
Mhm.
do that. So that's yeah, I was just wondering what would be the best way because I want to make a lead magnet with 5 different tools for let's say HVAC and home services, right?
Mhm.
So I spent a bunch of time figuring out what tools. So came up with 5 tools that I put out there that I'm going to build in FormWise and make that available to them. What would be the best way to do that? Should I just put a link to that tool set and make it like a really long link so that nobody can randomly come up on it or
I,
how?
yeah, I would attach, you can attach a domain for one, but if you're using login mode, they'll have to log in. So even if they just come up and they just like Google tools and they find it, they would still have to log in to use it if you're using login mode. But what I would say is if you want to create that, because with FormWise you can create the different plans and you can do login mode. So you could create a free plan and
Mhm.
say to get access to all of my HVAC business owner tools like this, get access to my free community to access the tools. And then they have a free plan. Of course, it's limited, so it's not costing you that much money. But let's say it costs you $1 a month.
Right.
You have $1 a month means that person is actually using the tool that you've given them in your community every
Sure.
single month.
Yeah,
I would
that's
say a
a small
dollar a month.
price. That's
Yeah.
even $10 because by that time they're using it a lot. You know that they have a problem. So you can give them a better solution than just a simple tool. But So the way it would work is when I publish that, I would do it with login mode. They would have to log in, and they could just use the Google button and log in. And how, or would I have to create an account and give them access? Is that, or can I automate that?
Yeah, you could automate it because you can use webhooks. So just send that data. And Formwise has training on all of this. But yeah, you would just use login mode. You'd create your tool set, you'd create your different plans that you want to use, and then you would just add that to the link. But even if people can access it by searching Google, like I said, they can't log in unless they have an account. You could set it up multiple ways, but the way that I would present it though is to say, to get this, you need to join my free community.
Right.
Even if the
They
tag
find it
hooks,
on. Right.
yeah, because one, you want them to join the free community, right? That's the main thing
That's
you
the
want
whole
to do.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So even let's say you lead with the tools and then they all they see is like your sales page for the tools. And then they sign up for the tools and that's the lead part, right? So let's say that they're logging in, they're paying and all of that is through Formwise. All you need to do is just use a webhook to send that data to your high level account and then you can trigger the workflows based off of that. So at that point when the data comes in, you can grant them access to the whatever
So the
community.
tool set becomes a lead magnet in itself. So
Right.
if they log in through Google or something, I can have the webhook come back to high level and
Yep.
say, hey, somebody just logged in.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
then at that point
Just
you
getting
can add
started.
tags, you can send emails, you can do anything that,
Yeah, I'm
it-
just getting started on the Formwise stuff. And after reading all of Hermosi's, I read both of his books in one day,
I
a
know.
long day. But after reading all of that, I just got totally inspired and I'm changing my mindset a little bit.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I feel the same way when I listen to I love his podcast too. His books just
Yeah,
are
yeah. Yeah, I
I,
had the Audible and I read along. I took his advice on the first page, said, you want to listen? And I just went through the whole book. I could never do that regularly. I could never read a whole book ever.
yeah. I'm like that too. I'm a visual person, or like I want to listen to it while I'm driving or something like that. But yes, I'm the same way. It would definitely help me retain it better if I did what he said and I listened while I read through the book.
Yeah.
You did much better than me. I just happened to be driving and I couldn't wait.
Yeah, 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 I hear you. All right, I'll give somebody else some time. Thank you very much.
Yep, you're welcome. Hi, Patrick. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me here. Advantageous time on this message. I've messed around with communities multiple times and not really been really good at framing out how to use them in a way that I could grow them well. I really like the idea that kind of what you were just talking about the lead in for your lead magnets to the free community and then providing access in the community. I actually hadn't thought about that. That's like really cool. So thank you for that. I'm going to definitely take that on. And I am bidding a project for a guy right now to do a $5,000 build out and go high level for a custom build out for his agency. And one of the things I'm doing is putting in about 20 courses in communities for him, for his people. And this will help me define how I'm going to build out his community to help him out. So what I guess the question I had was, you have a free community, and then do you have other communities that on your other communities, are they niche specific, or do you have a separate account that you'll do another niche specific community in to keep all those people in one place, or do you like do other communities at all, or
I have two communities. Of course, we can create unlimited communities inside of our high level accounts, but and I'm so glad that you asked this question because I really want to touch on this. When you're creating your communities, you definitely want to be mindful of what it's going to take to maintain that. Okay. Because you're
right?
going to have people messaging you, like in the chat, tagging you. And that's what we want. We want the engagement. But and I am a solopreneur and I preach it all day long, keep your money, don't outsource it if we can possibly do that. But so it depends on if you have a large team, maybe that's not a big deal, but you're going to have to maintain it. So if I am providing value, if I'm creating tutorial videos for my client and I'm using them in multiple different ways, right? And I definitely encourage you to check out the 4-hour workday strategy, that module, because
I haven't had a chance to do that yet.
it will clear up a lot of the things that I'm telling you right now. But what I basically teach is to create the one tutorial video that your client is looking for. In this example, how to build a website for an HVAC business, right? Now, the people that are searching for that are HVAC business owners. Now, when they find your video or your ad or whatever it is, they're opting in or they're watching the video and then opting in for your free community, because even in the training, you're saying, hey, here's how to build a website for an HVAC business. And if you want my free template, join the community, right? So that's the call to action. They're joining the community. So it definitely helps you to have a niche. For me, my niche is high level users. For you, or for maybe Tony, could be HVAC, Martina's branding, probably going into event planning and things like that. But we all have different niches. So definitely, I would say create a niche, because that's going to help you create the communities and all of the content within the communities. The more niches that you have and the more that you separate all of those things out, it's going to be more time consuming. And so you really want to be mindful of, it's cool to create it. I can create this really fast, but what is the maintenance of that look like, so that I know if this is even something I want to do.
A good point. And that's part of my problem. I love talking to everybody, and I've been running my own company since 1988. I've like way too much information, but I live in an RV and travel around the country and run my whole business out of my RV. So that's my focus, is RV entrepreneurs. And I'm building out some stuff for that particular niche, because there's some cool stuff we can do with this and podcasting. We'll send that niche.
YouTube channel?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a YouTube channel? Because I am obsessed with van lifers and
Do not. I'm
Yes,
thinking
yes.
about building up one, but I have not. No, I have a website that I'm not doing, but because mostly I do stuff through Alignable and other places like that where I run into people, and then I'm busy doing stuff with that. But I want to niche down, because I end up I have an electrician and I have a plumbers and I have this guy and I have that guy and this guy, because this guy says, can you help me? And I'm in that. But I'm trying to pull us back in together and do what you're doing, which is provide access into one spot.
Mhm.
And instead of me doing 5 freaking Zoom calls a day, have them all on my office hour and get that 4-hour work week, which is what I'm looking forward to learning from your course. So thank you for that. I won't take up everybody's time, but I'm going to be following it. So thank you. Appreciate your time.
One thing that you could do that might help you, like before, I have in the past. So I told you my niche is high level, right? But high level users are doing all different things. So what you could do, and what I have done in the past, is just choose a niche. Like you just mentioned a lot of home services. So that could essentially be your niche, at least at the start. And then create a series or maybe a video for each of the niches that you've already helped, and say, here's video number 1, right? How to build a website for how to create, or do you need a community as a plumbing, but whatever you want to call it, right? And then be very targeted and then promote that. And then people come into your plumbing business or plumbing or community, and they see that training, but they're sticking around for the other things. Now, you may have several videos, and I would do this at first. I would focus on one niche and at least create a series. And I love to do breaking down the series. Like day 1, we're going to talk about how to buy a domain and how to choose a color palette and all those things. And then day 2, we're going to talk about how to use that, right? How to build your website. And then day 2, or day 3, we're going to talk about how to create a form. And then day 4, we're going to talk about how to automate that process when you're creating the form. And then how do you send an email after that? And what does that even look like? And all these things you're doing, you're one by one creating a course, but you're releasing them individually. You get it? So you're releasing this entire course that you're promoting to your free community. And then when they get there, they see the entire course. It's the whole content.
So would you normally be doing that as a free course, and to draw them in, to get them to
Training
I'm
free,
assuming,
believe it or not.
are you're sending people directly to Go High Level and using the referral fees from Go High Level from them? You're not putting them into your white label and you're managing their agency? Or you're not
Yeah,
managing?
I just, because my niche is high level users, everyone has a high level account.
I'm just getting I've been building stuff in Go High Level for so long. I have a whole bunch of people in there and I'm getting tired of it. I'm almost like, I don't want to do this. Oh,
I feel
I
your
just
pain.
sent you over there and let you go play with it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And then high level supports them and you don't have to worry about that either.
Yeah, I've already spent a boatload of money for support and training. I have 60 training videos in my GHL account and all that kind of jazz. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. I look forward to doing more stuff with you. Thank you again.
Cool. You're welcome. We have two Marias. I don't know who raised their hand first.
I think I did.
Okay.
I have,
Maria Sabreco.
yeah, but yeah, question. And I'm still struggling with trying to get people to eyeball my stuff. And I'm just here just to ask any suggestions. I've done what we talked about in the past, which is go to groups and answer questions and do that. I pay for ads, I do this, but I'm not doing very well with that. So I'm just any encouragement or ideas. That's what I need today.
So how, okay. So I know that you're not promoting high level and you don't have to say what you're doing, but how, like, how well is the main offer that you're promoting? How well is that doing? Because
Uh,
it makes a huge difference.
Right. The main thing I'm doing now is getting people in my community. So it's cool that you're talking about it and I'm using some other techniques and about to launch something within the community that big influencers are doing. And it's got a name and everything, but we won't go into that. But still, I'm just trying to get people in my community by offering all these things in the community itself. And within the community are the offers that are coming up. They're not as prevalent right now. Right now, I'm just trying to get the people in the community and trying to get people involved as a resource, let's say. That's what it
So,
appears to be in the front. But behind it is a whole lot of other stuff happening.
so what do they get for joining your free community that they can't get anywhere else?
Oh my gosh, it's a whole boatload of about 15 to 20 free courses that are full courses on everything from financial management to lead generation.
So what I would do is just like I'm telling everybody here is take one video and promote that one video and encourage people to opt in. Okay. Because they're going to see the other things. We really just need them incentivized to join the community. And then, of course, once they join, we have their email address. And then the goal at that point is to tell them about all the other things that we have available for them.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at because I paid for ads. I paid for ads. I do YouTube. I do all that, but I'm not getting people to really, even with the ads that I pay for, people are not clicking or joining or anything like that. And I'm trying to find other ways of reaching people. I guess that's what I'm coming down to is what other opportunities do I have to reach people besides I've done solo ads, I've done paid ad, all that stuff. So
Oh, yeah. Save your money. Solo
that's
ads. Horrific.
yeah.
If the ads aren't working, we've all run ads that don't work.
Yeah,
And there's a reason that it doesn't work. It's not that ads don't work. Of course they work,
they do.
but there's reasons why they don't. It could be you're not targeting the right people. It could be that the ad copy is not it's not compelling enough for them to take action. It could be that when they click the link to sign up, the landing page they're going to, it could be that it doesn't load fast enough. It could be that the copy on the landing page is not converting, it's not compelling enough. And then when they opt in, what does that look like to them? So it's like really the goal when you're running lead gen is to get them to opt in for something. And if that process is really what takes a lot of testing. And you also can't, it's hard to just run ads and then stop. It's like you really, this is why I say if you don't have $1,000 to burn, don't even run ads because you have to do so much testing and you have to be really vigilant to say, okay, I'm reviewing this at week 1, and I see that lots of people were clicking on my ad, but no one was opting in. If they're clicking and not opting in, that tells you that's the landing page. That's the issue. If they're not clicking at all, that's the ad copy, or it could be the targeting. So those are all things that you need to think about or consider when you're trying to get traffic. So it's either going to be organic or it's going to be ads.
Okay.
Read Alex Hermosi's $100 million offers. I'll tell you right
Yes.
now, that really, everything Bridget just said, he goes over in excruciating detail. One of the best things I've done since I started High Level was read that
Mhm.
book.
Well, Raymond, I think I'm going to do that this weekend. I think I need the excruciating part. I like that. I need
Yeah.
that.
It's really good. And there's a lot of supporting material on his website, acquisitions.com. It's a great, it actually addresses exactly what you're going through, all of that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I seriously would love to take all of his books and create a custom GPT that I could just pick his brain all day, anytime I have a question.
I
It's like,
thought about that already. I've been trying to get the Pete, but I figured there's got to be some kind of copyright.
for sure.
Hey,
There's
Levi tried that already when
Yeah.
they were launching. They made that I asked in their webinar. I'm like, are you allowed to do that? And it's not there anymore. So I don't know
Yes.
what transpired, but they don't have it anymore.
I noticed that too.
And even it's weird, chat. Just a quick note, like I was hanging around trying to listen to music and I wanted to know the lyrics on something. I had my chat GPT open. It would not give me the lyrics.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. It says
It
it's like
won't
a
give you the lyric. I was like, wow.
yeah.
And
But you
I
can
think,
Google and get it.
yeah, I think Manus gave it to me though.
Oh,
Went
cool.
out to Manus and Manus gave it, but it was like, yeah, it gave me, say, for example, it gave me another artist version of it. I was looking at the lyrics for Billie Jean, Michael Jackson, and it gave me Chris Cornell's version.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, but it's weird. Yeah, I guess they're not allowed to give you the lyrics for if you look it up.
Yeah, that's probably just the difference between a Chinese AI and an American AI.
Yeah.
Different rules.
Yep. Yep.
Maria, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. I always get so motivated by your meetings and
Yay.
just starting out, really. I'm going between two ideas. And in any case, when I think about starting a community, the one thing that pops up for me is so I invite people to join the community for free to start with, and my lead magnet is there, whatever that is. But do I have to populate it with other things? I feel embarrassed if I invite people in and there's like a lead magnet and maybe an intro video.
I wouldn't be embarrassed, but we just talked about this during open office hours too. So I'm glad that you brought it up for this session. I would not be embarrassed. I would actually use it to their advantage. And I would say, look, all of my clients, they're such smart, intelligent people. This is how I really feel like about all of you guys. Oh my gosh, you're so intelligent. And then what happens is I get to talk to each person like individually. And then before I started the community, I would have all these individual conversations and I would be like, oh my gosh, you should meet this person and you should meet this person because, you would get along and you're doing something so similar. And I would always feel like that. And then I created the community. So what I would do is say, I've just launched my community and be the first 10 people to join, 100 people, whatever, and then you're going to get this special bonus, whatever you want it to be.
Makes sense.
But I would tell them because they're going to see it anyway. So just make it position it as if it's a benefit to them.
Yeah, and I like the idea of using it, also telling them that I think you should meet this person and that person, and because I'm like that too. So that makes sense. That's a good hook in a way. Okay.
Yeah, and I hear it in open office hours all the time, and people are like, oh, let's give me a call, or they'll meet up and have different conversations, or come back and tell me, oh, I met with so, and they really helped me. I love that so much because that's what we're supposed to be doing as a community. We're supposed to be networking and benefiting from the relationship that we're all building here. Plus, I think it's so cool to be able to get a feel for people because I'm sure that all of you in the community, you probably have one person that you're like, oh my gosh, I would love to work with that person. Or you're thinking, no way would I ever want to work with that person. But you know that before it ever becomes a thing, right? Because especially because we're all together 5 days a week. So you just get to know people so much better on that level.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
You're welcome. I wanna make sure that we get to spin the wheel today. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter in your names. We have Martina, and we have Andrea, and Andrew, and Tony, and Charles. Charles, I haven't even heard from you today, or Tony.
While you're getting ready to spin, Bridget, I just want to say thank you to whoever mentioned that $100 million offers book by Alex, because I was sitting here going over to Audible. I'm an Audible fan, and I was sitting here going over to Audible, and I was like, okay, that means I'll be listening to that this weekend. Why did I go to get ready to purchase it and I already have it? I am over here losing my mind. So we know what's getting ready to be playing as soon as I finish up with you guys while I go cook lunch. I was like, yes.
It's so
It's,
good.
it's like a
so
3.5
worth it.
hour thing. A 3 hours.
Yes. It says 3 hours and 48 minutes. I was like, okay, we know how I'm about to have lunch and cook lunch. And this is so exciting. Yes, Sandy, I used to do that for my kids. I used to do it overnight. Every night I would play inspirational stuff while we slept to speak to all of our subconscious. I wish I would have done it when they were babies, but now I do it just for myself because they're teenagers. They have their own devices and keep their doors closed. But yeah, when they were smaller, I used to do that.
I love that. Okay, I'm going to call everyone's name. Let me share my screen here so that you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right. So for those of you who are new, every Friday when you join our weekly group coaching session, you have the opportunity to win a 30-minute private consultation with me just for joining, because I love to reward action takers. I do want to make sure to call your names though, so that I don't miss anyone. Martina, Andrea, Andrew, Tony, Charles, Frankie, Keith, Maria C, Maria V, Sandy, and Raymond. Did I miss anyone? Going once, twice. All right, let's spin the wheel. Maria V. All right, congratulations. So
I never win anything. So
you know what? I felt like that too until I won the Tesla at the High Level Summit. And then I was like, I've never allowed to say that ever again. I can't even believe it. I will send you the link to book your session as soon as we're done here. And you guys, those of you who are sitting on these private consultations, don't wait. Okay. Even if you're like, I don't really know if this is something to talk about, you don't have to hold on to it. Your chances are great, especially most of you join every Friday. So if you want to just join or you want to book your session and just talk something out or flesh it out or whatever, do that. Don't be like holding on to it for the perfect time, because chances are you're going to learn something. I learn something every time we do a consultation. So really encourage you. Don't sit on them. Dive in. Do that.
But this week will not pass. Now you have put, I've just got it now. Someone asked a question this week, and then you answered saying everyone needs one. And he asked, what was the use case? And when you answered that, I was like, oh gosh. And then today I had to join to share and see. And yes, definitely. So yes, I'll be booking mine. For now, we have something definite to speak about.
Yay! All right, cool. Do you guys have any other questions for me or anything before we go for the weekend? No? Would you like next week to talk about being a high level affiliate and going through that whole process?
Yes. Yes.
All right, cool. All right. So that's what we will work on next week. We'll talk about how to be a successful high level affiliate. I swear, if there's anything I know better than anything else, probably be how to be a high level affiliate. So we'll definitely talk about that next week. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I will see you all Monday. Bye.